All right, so this topic I want to talk about now is, as I said, this is our website right now, and this is on our WordPress.com. So our address is, whatever .wordpress.com. These are our training wheels. We're learning how to use WordPress for free. We have our own website. Anyone can visit our website, and they can read what we've got here and see our pictures and sound or whatever. But we can't do many things, such as sell a product or add like a chat feature and so forth. We have some limitations. So next week when we come back, we'll talk about actually buying a real website. You'll be able to choose any name you want. And it'll be victor.com instead of victor.wordpress.com. Before we get to that, though, I want to show you this great website that will help you think of a name, because I might want to buy victor.com, but perhaps someone already took it. So this one, I typed victor.com and it went to this, Sven's Insider Track. Okay, so that name was taken. Okay, well, maybe I can get victorcampos.com. Oops, someone took that one too. They'd gladly sell it to me right there. This domain may be for sale. And I don't doubt that it's a few $100s. People sometimes get these names and hold on to them to try to sell you them for a higher price. So, okay, I can keep trying. Maybe I'll put my middle initial in there, Victor M. Campos. Let's see what happens there. Okay, that one's available because nothing loads up. So great, I can go buy my name, and I'll talk about where you can buy your name and so forth. But I had to do a little bit of hunting to find that name. But maybe a lot of you are not really going to use your name or that sort of thing. Maybe you're trying to make up a company, or maybe you do have a company and you're having a hard time finding the right name. So let me show you this website that will help you either think of a new domain name or help you find a variation of your name that someone else took. So let's go to this website here. Open another window or tab or whatever, and let's go to this site, domainhole.com. And that's hole like the hole in the ground. Domain, H-O-L-E, domainhole.com. Domain Hole is cool because it's got several free features that we can tap into. Once you go to domainhole.com, at the top nav bar here, you'll see expired search, name spinner, instant check, complete check, name generator, and so forth. So expired search, you can tell it, because you have to pay for these. You can pay for them for a whole year, or you can pay for 5 years or 10 years or whatever. Expired search. No, the big thing about it is that it helps you find domain names. This will then link you to GoDaddy to actually buy it.
It's like the Who Is feature on GoDaddy, right?
It's similar to that, exactly. I'm trying to find a domain name. This will help me find one, but it doesn't exactly sell it to me here. Because GoDaddy does not give you this feature. They don't give you the expired search.
So they just make you pay for them helping you find it?
Nope.
It's free?
It's free.
Oh.
So for example here, expired search. I'm going to say, tell me in the last 7 days a domain that expired and contains the term bakery, and that it is also a .com. So it's going to search the big old database of all the website names, and it's going to find websites that have recently expired that the deadbeats didn't pay for, and then I can claim, look at that, elephantbakery.com is available. Bakeryvanilla.com is available. Brigadier Bakery, getbakery.com, groovybakery.com. They didn't pay for it, so I can take it. Domain Hole is going to give you this information and so forth, and then there's going to be an option somewhere about actually buying it, and that's going to usually take you over to GoDaddy or some other place. This is tens of thousands of domains expire every day. Oftentimes people forget to renew the domains or simply don't need them anymore. We are continually monitoring expiring domains daily, and we have built a comprehensive list. So,
I have a question. What
yeah.
if you want two words, but not them separately, but together? Like wedding dance.
That-
Rather than just wedding dance.
that gets you started on that search, but then you can always search that exact name also.
Or can I just put quotes around it or something?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if quotes work, but yeah, try that. So it's telling me here, Boxwood Bakery is available right now. And if I actually want it, I can click on it, and then it takes me, okay, go over to GoDaddy or 1&1 or Namecheap.com or a bunch of places and actually buy it. This is just helping you search for one of these names. Well, that one was the expired search. If we look at Name Spinner, again, I can put in a keyword like bakery and then combine it with something like, let's say, a girl's name, and then add the girl's name to the end of the bakery. And I want it as a .com. Spin it. So it'll search for available domains that have the word bakery and a list of girls' names that are available, such as Bakery Abigail. Okay, I can claim that. Or Bakery Alba. Or bakerygrace.com. bakerykathleen.com. I can put funny words. Okay, bakery and funny words. Hopefully they are funny. We'll see the results. Bakerybald.com. Yep, pretty funny. Bakerybarnacle.com, bakerybleep.com. Bakerybarnburner.com. So here we're searching for, that's the name spinner. You give it like a root word, you combine it with other words, you can tell it how to combine, you can also use hyphens. I wouldn't really claim any domains with hyphens though, simply because they're always hard to explain. Visit victor-campos-junior.com. People are going to say, do I spell the word dash or do I write the dash? Or you might say victor-campos.com. See, it's just extraneous to add the hyphen, I think. You're better off just having the words run together, because you can always, actually write your name with capital letters. It's going to be readable. It's not case sensitive, and that's going to be better than explaining to people, I'm at bakery-destiny.com. How do you spell that? Bakery-destiny.com. So avoid hyphens. Another one here is the name generator. If you don't have a specific keyword in mind for your domain, you can try using our name generator. This tool will generate random pronounceable domain names. These random domains are often referred to as Web 2.0 domain names and are often unique and trademarkable. So for example, a few years ago, Flickr.com. You might not have heard of that word before, and look at how it's spelled without that extra E. Flickr.com is a big website hosting a lot of photography. You probably heard of Tumblr.com. You might have heard of the word tumble, he took a tumble, but there's Tumblr without the E, that's a Web 2.0 spelling, and there's a bunch of them. There's like Pixlr.com, I think I mentioned it in this class. But the name generator, you tell it, okay, give me a 6-letter .com, and hopefully it creates some words that are weird or interesting, and like HULcom.com. A lot of these sort of Web 2.0 sites that, like, what do they do? What are they about? This is a weird name, but it sticks in my mind. Like, okay, Uber. Have you heard of Uber? Have you taken an Uber? Those you know, those ride sharing things, those taxis, and that's UBER. And then their competitor is Lyft, LYFT, LYFT. So I could make up my company right now, HULcom.com. What does it mean? Who cares? I'm claiming that name. I'm building a brand. I'm building awareness, social media, and I'm going to make it something like, what else? Sectai.com. You know, that could be my security company or my web design company. Donums.com. Rabot.com. Brobs, BBS. But anyway, that will generate pronounceable names. Let's see here, up to 10 characters. So I'm bringing this website to your attention because next week together we will actually buy this. I'll show you how to do it, and if you're able to buy it, you want to buy it. But together we'll do it because there's a lot of especially I'm going to talk about how to set yourself up on GoDaddy. If you've got another company where you've already done it at, fine, you can use that. But I'm going to talk about how to set this up in GoDaddy next week. And since I've used it for a long time, I know the tricks and all of that to get the best result. So I'm showing you this site so that you can plan perhaps a name ready for next time when we do it together, when we buy your domain name.
If I have it, if I have it,
That's fine. You can use your existing domain, sure.
I bought it in August.
How long ago?
1 year ago, but I bought it for 2 years.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we can definitely use it. Question?
You talked about last year in that community class that we talked about that keyword stuffing is bad.
Mhm.
Can you talk about this whole keyword stuffing thing with regards to picking your domain? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so when we are writing our blog posts and such, we want to use keywords. Those are our keywords, but we don't want to overuse them. For example, if I make this blog post, you know, about recipes, one thing that I don't want to do nowadays is I don't want to make a website that's called something like mysanDiegoRecipes.com or victorsamazingrecipes.com. I don't want to use that keyword over and over and over. That's keyword stuffing. So in the old days, when the search engines were a little dumber, they would try to analyze your site, and they would see your keywords, and if they see your keywords all over your site, they would say, well, this site is obviously about recipes, so when someone searches recipes, let's put them higher up there. And that used to work. But then the spammers abused that tactic. They were putting their keyword all over the place, even if it didn't really make sense. Even in the title, the web address. So it used to be a few years ago we wanted to claim a name that also had the keyword of what our site was about. Unfortunately, because the spammers abused it, that's no longer a necessary tactic. So I would not recommend trying to arbitrarily or artificially put your keyword into your domain name. You don't need it anymore.
So like you would rather do Victor's Bakery .com rather than best wedding cake in ChulaVista.com.
Yeah, exactly. That one that you said there is much more of the obvious example of a spam site. That's the one we definitely want to avoid. So yeah, we don't want to be. A lot of people are wrong.
Created a new website, swingdancesandiego.com, and their old one was Two Ply Swing. So like, what's up with that?
Well, they might not be educated. Yeah, they might not have really read. They might have heard the old style of SEO and think that it still applies, and then they create that site, and their keywords are too blatant, too obvious, and not necessary. Like now the It's not necessary because there's so many websites out there with these esoteric names that what do they mean? It doesn't matter because of what you're actually posting, what you're doing on Facebook, what your design is like. So the name itself, it's not paramount anymore like it used to be that you have to have your keywords in the title. And if it, especially if it makes it really long, you might not want that. So something short and pronounceable, something that you can share easily, something that doesn't abuse your keywords. So Victor's Bakery.
We are going to finish a website as part of the class.
Yeah, from beginning to end, we'll have a full website. We'll have a social media plan. We'll have social media accounts. We'll have blog posts, tips and tricks and advice, just everything beginning to end. Right now we're learning WordPress because we're going to make our site in WordPress. We're going to need our own .com, so we have the full power of WordPress starting next week. Widgets, plugins and other things like editing our code, much more powerful code editing features. So little by little, step by step. I think I wrote it all in the calendar, and I think we're following the calendar pretty well. But yeah, that's what we've got in store. So any final general questions on anything we talked about today? All right, so we're going to wrap up at this point. You can play with widgets, posts, categories, domain hole, and when we come back next time, we're actually then going to get into GoDaddy and try to buy one of these names so that we have our own place on the web.